I want to do a quick tackle of spiritual warfare now. This is something that in the charismatic and neo-pentecostal movement is very exciting and pretty much optional, I guess. I mean, they would not say it's an optional thing. Element to their faith. Now, how biblical is it? So one of the things I've learned in my time is to compare what Scripture says and what other people are saying. So spiritual warfare from the charismatic viewpoint is something you do, and it can have various elements to it. Various activities can take place. There's a very funny video if you look at a thou shalt not pass video, where I know there's a whole bunch of very high up charismatic types. I think Bill Johnson was part of that, and they're dressed up in Gandalf outfits and it's Lord of the Rings, and they're making some declaration and putting a staff in the ground. I'll try to find that and put a link in below, but that's not biblical spiritual warfare. Now, in fact, what you'll see is if you're reading David or you're reading Job, who do they go to when crisis enters their lives? Do they go and start declaring truths that they believe? Do they start casting demons out? Do they start threatening demons? Do they address anything in the spiritual realm like that? No, actually, they go straight to God because He is sovereign. They recognize He is sovereign. And this is an issue with charismatic theology, where God doesn't bring or allow anything bad into our lives. It's the devil, it's the enemy that does this, right? So they go to the demons and they go to the enemy and to try to deal with them. They don't try to align with them, but they try to cast them out or recognize it's a spirit of this, a spirit of that, and then do say some prayer or whatever it is. There's no formula per se, because you can do a lot of interesting things if you wish and call it spiritual warfare. Actually, Christian spiritual warfare is not exciting like that. It is your daily life. It is it is a fight against the flesh, the devil, the world, and you go straight to God. And this is why Christ is our mediator. This is why we go to Jesus Christ, because He is the one who has defeated death and sin. So we go to Him. He's done it, and why is He allowing something in our life? And that's what we need to go to Him to find out. Is this to grow us? Is this to put us into a challenging situation so that we are refined? But at no point do we start yelling at demons, or there are real spiritual forces out there, and we have warnings in Scripture about dealings with them, even declaring anything against them. We don't revile these angelic majesties, as Paul says. In fact, what we do is we understand that God has put things in place. We don't understand it for sure. They're fallen and they're evil and they're against His plans for sure. But we go to the King. We don't go and pretend we can fight them in some way. So anyway, a quick one there. We can do a lot more.